As I'm watching this episode from Court TV and I'm listening to Vinnie Politan talk about Madeline Soto and the 60 new charges, 60. That makes me almost want to vomit, I swear. 60 of these horrific incidents that were found on Stefan's phone. And the big question is, did mom know? Did Jennifer Soto know what was happening to her baby girl in her home, under her nose, by the man that's been around her for the last 6 years? If yes, I've heard talk of, what was he doing with these images that he was taking and recording? Was he selling them? Was he trafficking? What was going on with these freaking images that he had on his phone? There were over 400 images. Over 400 images that were found on his phone.
Because then you look at the last charge, which is a series of charges. 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual by a child, 10 or more images. So it's 10 or more images per count and 40 counts? It's like 400 images.
That's at least 420 images and or videos that this sick fuck had on his phone. Just his phone. Did he have a computer somewhere? A laptop? Was he sending these? Was he sharing these? Was he selling these? So my question is, did Jennifer know? Did Jennifer know about this? Or was this mastermind so smart that he kept it under the table? Now, Vinnie had experts on, and I'm going to skip forward to that because I want you to hear what that guy says about the charges and the dates of the charges. I found this very interesting.
In reading some of the charges, or all the charges, you do kind of get a pattern with the dates. Well, first of all, the fact that we have separate charges for sexual battery child under 12 and then another set for a child from 12 to 18. I know when I was on last week, I wondered, we've got the one charge in the original 3 charges from 2022, and we openly wondered, did this go on for the last 2 years, or was it just this one? And the fact that you have 2 flavors of charges here, under 12 and 12 to 18, tells you that it went on for more than that one.
Okay, now he's getting ready to explain the dates, and this is very interesting. Very interesting. And this makes me hopeful that Jennifer did not know what was happening in her home to her own child. I believe her only child, right? Maddie is her only baby that I've heard anyway. I haven't heard that Maddie had siblings. This gives me hope that maybe Jennifer did not know what was going on. Because if she did, I'm going to tell you that in just a minute, but that's huge. Hold on just a minute. Let's listen to these dates.
The dates that they provided for some of these offenses, the first set came in, and there's a couple interesting patterns here. The first set and the charges were under 12, June and July of 2019, and then from July and August of 2022. And in the second set, the charges for sexual battery on a child from 12 to 18, again, much of the month of June of 2023. They're all in June, July, and August when school's out. So that creates an interesting pattern. But there's nothing between 2019 and 2022, which I find interesting.
Okay, so hopefully, I'm hoping that this was not an ongoing thing, that it was an every night thing, that it was even an every week or every month thing. But over 420 images that show that this baby was being hurt by this man. I don't even want to call him a man. He's a devil, okay? This baby was being hurt by this devil. And there were over 420 images and videos that show it was him. And then she ends up murdered and disposed of like trash. Now my question is, if Jennifer knew what was going on, which like I said, I hope she didn't. I hope that the only reason why the dates are in June, July, and August when Maddie was not in school was because Jennifer was home with Maddie all of the other time. And he couldn't get his devilish hands on that baby girl when Jennifer was home. That's why it was only in the summertime when Maddie was at home during the day. And he was obviously at home too. And Jennifer was at work. But if Jennifer did know, if she did know what was happening to her daughter, did it start with this devil, or were there previous devils in her past? Is this something that she's done Maddie's whole life? This makes me want to vomit. Okay, this makes me want to vomit. My daughter is 21, and I'll be damned if anybody tried to put their hands on my child like that. There wouldn't be a trial for him. There might be one for me, but not for him. And I'm hoping that Jennifer is the same way. I'm hoping that there is not a pattern, and I'm hoping that there is nobody in Maddie's past. And I'm so pissed that this devil was able to do this to this baby girl. Why do these monsters keep hurting our babies? Why? Why? This has got to stop. I do not understand how these trials are happening. Giselle and Jacqueline West were just found guilty of murdering Orrin and Orson West, and they've still never found them. Stefan wasn't paying attention to that shit. He didn't watch that trial. He didn't see any of that shit in the news. He didn't see any of that, thinking, oh my gosh, that could be me. It's not stopping these monsters. I think all of these monsters who like to touch children, they need to be put on an island, a secluded island, an abandoned island by themselves with no internet, no Wi-Fi, no possible way to get images, and just let them all run around. All the nasty men together. Just let them all run around and fend for themselves. Let them hunt their own food, because I don't think they should be in prison. I don't think that we should have to use our tax dollars to house them, to feed them, to educate them, and to make sure that their bellies are full and they're laying on a pillow every night when there's a bunch of children that are homeless in the United States right now. But we're paying for the prisons to house these people that do these things to kids. I think they need to be put on an island alone with other monsters, other devils. That's just my opinion. And that's all for now. I'm going to stop. Because I have said enough. Thank you so much for watching. Whew. May you have the kind of day that karma feels you've earned. And until next time, I love you bunches.